Hi, what's up guys, it's Antari again. Today we have two matches with Narrated, a friend of mine, another Polish Pokemon trainer, so it will be pretty fun. Anyway, I decided to use as my lead, my new lead, Nidoqueen, and he decided to use Infernape after the fake out, which can do much to my Nidoqueen. I set up the layer of Salt Rock and he do as well. So the next turn he switched into his Dusknoir and used some Will-O-Wisp, so I taunted, and I set up the second layer of Toxic Spikes. So he used some Ice Punch, which can do much to my Nidoqueen, and after that I decided to switch into my Scizor, and that's a pretty good play of him because he switched into his Gyarados. I got some Intimidate Cut, and now I'm forced to switch because Gyarados is amazing counter to Scizor. So I switch into my Jolteon, predicting some Dancing, and I predict well. So now I'm sure that my Jolteon is faster than this Gyarados, so I Thunderbolt just for the win. And that's pretty much of the Gyarados for him. And now he bring in his Metagross. I'm forced to switch into my Gengar because I was afraid of some explosion. So he used some Thunder Punch, which didn't KO my Gengar, and I use some Destiny Bond just to make sure that this Metagross will go down with my Gengar. And yeah, the next poke which I decided to bring in was Nidoqueen, which is obvious, and he will bring in his Infernape, which got poisoned because of the Toxic Spikes. So the next poke which he bring in was Azelf, and anyway, I decided to use Ice Beam just to do as much damage as I can the next poke, and he decided Nasty Plot, and that's pretty bad for me because now he will use Psychic and 1KO'd my Nidoqueen, which is pretty bad. So anyway, the next poke which I bring in was Jolteon because I'm sure it is faster, so I use Shadow Ball because it's super effective, but he switched into his Heracross, and I wasn't sure if it is Scarfed Heracross, so I used Shadow Ball again, and it was pretty risky, but you know, I took KO this Heracross. So anyway, next poke which he bring in was Infernape, and I switched into my Scizor predicting some fake out, but he do amazing predictions here because he used some Fire Attack and take down my Scizor. So the next poke which I bring in was Jolteon, and it will be 1 KO for me with this Thunderbolt. So the next poke which I bring in was Dusknoir, and I don't want to be over-predict, so I use Thunderbolt, and it will do a ton of damage to this Dusknoir, and it got poisoned because of Toxic Spikes, so yeah. But he used some Shadow Sneak, which 1 KO on my Jolteon, which is pretty bad. So now I'm just switch into my Gyarados and use some Waterfall just for the win, and his last poke was Azelf again, and its health is really bad, so I'm sure that my Gyarados is bulky enough to survive the Psychic, so I just Waterfall it. So that's the game, good game, Narrated, and yeah, let's see the next match. I decided to use as my lead Butterfree. It's my Scarfed Butterfree, and he bring in his Mance. I do some Sleep Powder, but unfortunately for me it got Lumberry, so after the Dragon Dance my Butterfree is slower than this Mance, so it will be 1 KO for me. Even without this crit it will be 1 KO. So the next poke which I bring in was Jolteon because I'm sure that it's faster, so I use Thunderbolt, just don't want to be over-predicted. And I've got crit with this Thunderbolt, which is fucking amazing because now I'm sure for 100% that it will be 2 KO for me. So Bronzong is down, and his next poke was Luxray, so I decided to switch into my Mewile, and that's pretty amazing part of prediction of mine because I do some Swords Dance, and after that he bringing in his Azelf. I do some Sucker Punch and take down Azelf, so that's cool. And the next poke which he bring in was Registeel, so I use Brick Break because it's super effective, and he cares, and at this part I'm pretty sure that it will be 2 KO, so he decided to switch into his Mance, get some Intimidate Attack Cut, and Brick Break can do much to this Mance. He decided to do some Dancing, and I use Iron Head because it's neutral, and surprisingly for me it is 1 KO, so that's pretty cool. And the next poke which he bring in was Registeel. I used some Brick Break because it's super effective and it's 1 KO, it's obvious. And his next poke was Gyarados, and I got the second attack cut from Intimidate, so and Gyarados is faster, which is obvious, and my Will is down, so I bring in my Jolteon. He switched into his Luxray again. My Thunderbolt can't do much to him, so I switch into my Scizor, predicting some quick attack. So the next poke which he decided to bring in after switch was Gyarados, because it's pretty good counter, and that's pretty bad part of play of mine, because I decided to switch to some Swords Dance. I don't know what I was thinking in doing this, so yeah, that's pretty bad, because he Dragon Dance twice, and my Blood Punch can do much to this Gyarados even after the Sword Dances, so he decided to Waterfall and KO'd my Scissor. And after that I decided to bring in my Slowbro, because you know it's pretty amazing wall. So he do some Stone Edge, we didn't miss, so I Psychic, and I'm sure that it will be 2 KO. So yeah, that's pretty much of a game for me, because now Gyarados is down and his last poke was Luxray. He used some Crunch, and he got crit, but even without crit it will be 1 KO, so yeah. And my last poke was Dance Press, so he used Crunch again, which can do much to Dance Press, and I used Body Slam for the win. So anyway, good games. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. See you later.